Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Time for some seated yoga. I was just talking about how much. If this is your first class, welcome. If this is your millionth class, also welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's my pleasure to be able to teach you and lead you in 30 minutes of seated yoga. Reminder that every movement that I will do with you, it will all be seated and it will all be optional. So you choose into the movements that feel good for your body. You're the expert in you. This is your class. This is not my class. So you do whatever your body needs. And in order to figure out what your body needs, we're going to move to the middle or the front of your chair here. And we're just going to take a minute to kind of just wiggle out all of our joints. So maybe you're rolling your ankles. Maybe you're kind of rolling out the wrists. Maybe you're clenching and squeezing your hands into fists, wiggling your toes. Maybe you're turning a little bit side to side, starting to have an experience where you're focused on your own body. Maybe that even is involved in like rubbing your hands onto your thighs or rubbing your hands together or rubbing one arm, just to start to notice the sensations in your own body. Start to have an inward experience, focusing on yourself. So much of our week and so much of what we do is focused on what's going on around us, what's going on with other people. It's nice to have yoga as a pause to that, where you can just focus on yourself and what you need. Taking your fists in between your knees just to space out, getting those ankles right underneath those knees. Hands come to rest right into the thighs. Spine long and tall. Picturing your hips like a full bowl of water, and noticing if you're pouring water forward or pouring water back with your hips. Seeing if instead you can keep that straight. Not even spilling one drop of water. Take a moment here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, sighing it out. Breath in through the nose and sigh it out. It's okay to hear your breath here. Once more like that. Gathering up everything it took to get here, all of your week, and then sighing it out your mouth. Getting rid of it. As we go through this half hour, you're going to notice that there are some thoughts that pass through your head. You're just going to let them pass like passing trains. We're not hanging on to those thoughts. And we'll start as we normally start. Your breath can now be in through the nose and out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth, whatever is more comfortable for you. If it feels good for your body, hands come together. We look up, we reach up to wherever feels good, which might be an inch and it might be a mile. Peeling those hands apart, we're just going to watch the fingers float down on one side. Coming back together, looking up, we reach up, and then watching those fingers float down on the other side. Awesome, that's your movement. We'll add a breath to that. So breathing in and breathing out. This can also be done with one arm if you'd like, in through the nose, and then out through the nose or mouth. Beautiful. Let's have a safe and fun practice. Hands come to rest right into the thighs. Together, we're going to look up with just our chins reaching up toward the sky to wherever feels good for you. This class is not competitive. It's no pains, all gains. So you go to wherever feels good, not your max extension. Then chin is going to come to rest right into the chest. And then from here, we're going to roll up toward one side, rolling out your neck, moving slowly here. Just waking up the neck. And after you have that movement, see if you can coordinate a breath with that. So maybe you're breathing in through one side and then out toward the other side. You're just doing what feels good. And maybe that means not moving at all. Maybe that means joining me in your mind. That is all good. After your next movement, you're just going to help that head back up through center. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Excellent. We're going to grab onto the elbows or the wrists, whichever feels more comfortable. And then we're pulling up to about parallel with the earth, and then drawing across the body. Nice, good stretch through the back of the arm. We're still looking forward. Our body is forward, and just the arm is to one side. Breathing Excellent. Coming back in through center, we're reaching toward the other side. Holding this pose with our breath, with our muscles, but not with our breath. Breathing. Yeah, coming through center, those arms will float up as far as feels good, and then they're going to drop all the way back down. Resting. Nice job. Breath in. And breath out. Excellent. We're going to have one ear come toward your shoulder on one side, opening up the side of the neck. And breathing. Maybe as you're breathing, you're noticing interesting spots of your neck. Muscles that you hadn't thought about, maybe even since last week when we did this move. If this feels okay for you, you can extend the hand that you're tilting away from to get deeper into the stretch. And you can also play with the gaze of noticing how it feels if you look toward the floor in this posture, noticing how it feels if you look toward the ceiling in this posture. Anytime we're working with the neck, we're moving so slow, with intention, with purpose. Yeah, helping that head back up through center with a couple of fingers. We're just going to notice what's happening on one side of your body versus the other. It's amazing how quick you can make a change in your body. And consequently, it's amazing how quickly you can make a change in your mind. Maybe you even now have a little more room to think about some things. Right? Switching now toward the other side. The ear is coming toward the shoulder here. Dropping just to wherever feels good. Options. You can extend the hand. And you can play with the gaze. So noticing the earth slowly. Noticing the sky. Moving slowly. Breathing through that. In this class, we're curious observers of the sensations in the body. Maybe you're picking up on something you didn't pick up on all week. Just notice. Yeah, with a couple of fingers, help that head back up through center. Here we are. Nice work. Breathing in. And let it go. Excellent. Move with me to the back of your chair if your chair has a back. Leaning against the back of the chair, we're going to do a movement with both arms today, if that works well for your body. If not, just choosing one arm. We're going to extend up toward the sky, fingers getting nice and far apart from each other. Then we're reaching out toward either side, getting big, taking up a lot of space. Good. Bending at the elbows. We come in front of the body, and we come out toward the side. If a back bend is part of your practice, you can just slowly lean back over the back of your chair and then let the hands come all the way down. Beautiful poses. Nice work. Waking up the body. That was our movement. Ask yourself for a moment, did I breathe during that movement? If the answer was no, here's the shot now. Breathing in. Breathing out. Extend, get big, reaching, taking up a lot of space. Breathing in. And a back bend if you'd like. And then breathing out. Letting it go. That movement now just with one hand. Breathing in. Exhaling. Breath in. And breath out. Awesome. Switching now toward the other side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breath in. And breath out. Great. Let it go. Awesome. Good work. Move to the middle or the front of your chair with me. Again, we're just going to space out in between your knees here. Hands rest right onto the thighs. Again, we're thinking about that your hips, your pelvis as a full bowl of water. Seeing if you're tilting forward or back. Staying nice and tall here. Good. Let's get a lot of space in the side body. So time to kind of wake up the side body. So we're going to extend one hand toward your knee, and we're going to grab on with the other arm to wherever feels good. We're going to pull up on the arm. Yeah? And maybe you're going all the way up, maybe you're halfway up, and that's fine. And then we're gonna tilt toward one side. As you tilt toward the side, really thinking about extending all the way through this side body, getting really long. Lots of space for air and space for breath there. So take a good breath in and a breath out. Excellent. In through center, release the hands, let them float slowly down. This is my favorite part there. Feels so good. Breath in and breath out. Other side here, we're going to pull the arm all the way over to the knee, grabbing on. We're lifting up to wherever feels good. Once you're there, you're tilting over toward the side, and you're gluing both sides of your seat to the chair. So you might notice there's a tendency to peel up from the chair. See if you can root yourself into the chair as you extend, reaching up and out, and breathing. Were you holding your breath? Cycle that breath here. It helps. Coming back in through center, we just remember as we let those arms float down, breath is always available to you to just kind of take up something new and get rid of something old, which is just a nice thing for us to do. Breath in and breath out. Interlacing the fingers in front of you or grabbing onto one wrist, we're just going to drop those arms between the knees, and then you'll reach out toward me as I reach toward you. Really good stretch, especially in the morning, for right in between your shoulder blades. It kind of feels like getting a little space there, a little massage to your upper shoulder blades. Breathing in, reach up, and breathing out, let it go. Breath in, reach up. And breath out. Let that go. Awesome. Moving all the way to the back of your chair, leaning against the back of the chair. We're going to grab onto the wrists in front of you or the elbows, whatever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to push up with the arms and then out toward the side, tilting over. You're going to use the back of your chair here. So really glue yourself to the back of the chair. Maybe there's even a baby back bend there where you're really opening up. Lots of space here. Breathing. Excellent. Come back in through center. Let those arms drop back down. Feels so good. Take a moment just to notice what's happening in one side of your body versus the other. Coming now toward the other side, pushing those arms up and out. And then using the back of your chair to just get a lot of space through the side body. Lots of real estate there for breath to go to. Cycle the breath. Gather up everything that's hanging out in those spaces in your body and breathe it out. Let it go. Coming back in through center, those arms will come back in. We'll release the pose. Nice work. Breath in and breath out. As we're here leaning against the back of your chair, those shoulders are going to come all the way up to your ears. Lots of tension here. Maybe you're even squeezing the eyes shut here, scrunching up the fingers, scrunching up the toes, and then release. Let it go. Once more like that with the breath. Breathing in, those shoulders come up. Maybe the eyes squeeze shut. Maybe there's tension in the fingers, the toes. And then exhale. Let that go. Notice how rejuvenating it is to breathe out, let it go. Good. Moving to the middle or the front of your chair, we're going to twist the spine a little bit. So again, you're doing what feels good for you, which might mean doing every single pose with me plus some, and it might mean doing it in your mind. All of that is good. Reaching with one hand in towards your hip, the other hand's going to come all the way over, right above the knee to join it, and I'm twisting toward the side of my hand. So nice good twist through the lower back if that feels good for your body. For most of us, we might have to look a little more forward. We want the neck to be an extension of the spine rather than cranking it through. Breathing here, we're tall. And breathing out, we twist from the low spine. Beautiful. Coming in through center. We're going now toward the other side. So if you look down, you have two hands hugging that leg. Breathing in, we're tall. And breathing out, we twist. Together we breathe in. And we breathe out. Yes. Coming back in through center. Remember, if all you can do of yoga that day is just twisting toward either side with a couple of breaths, that's yoga. You can do yoga every single day. You don't have to remember every single pose. Hands come to rest right onto the thighs, spine long and tall. Once more, we're going to look all the way up, opening up the throat. Just here for a moment. And then chin comes to rest into the chest, opening up the back of the neck. Maybe you're even noticing how different you feel from the last time we did that sequence not so long ago. Head comes back up through center. We're going to extend one hand up toward the sky. Fingers this time are gluing together. And then bending at the elbow, here we are. A couple of options here. As that elbow tracks up toward the ceiling, we can either have the other hand come around the back, or we can have the other hand join, like here, or the other hand comes over across the head to hold on to the elbow. Wherever you are, I'd like you to notice your spine instead of noticing the elbow. So add like 2 to 3 inches to your height. A lot of times we are bending over or bending forward for this. See if instead we can be really tall. And then ask yourself if you're breathing. Get a nice good breath in here. Unwind whatever sequence you had and let the arms float down. Noticing, telling yourself it's okay. We're sitting, we're moving, we're breathing, and that's it. Other side here, hand will extend, palm is facing you, and this time those fingers are gluing together. We're bending at the elbow, and we're noticing if that elbow, instead of pointing forward or to the floor, if it can start to point up toward the sky. Options here. We could have the other hand come all the way under and back. My hands are so far from each other and my back, my other hand is way down here. It's not about touching the fingers together. It's about how tall you are in this pose. So really think about how tall. Other option is to have that other arm just join here, bending at the elbow, and we have 2 bent arms, or the hands can come all the way over and grab onto that elbow, kind of just helping gently the elbow point up toward the sky. Again, I'd like you to just notice if you've taken a breath. Here's your opportunity now. Good breath in. And let it go. Unwinding your pose, letting it go. Just noticing the effects in your arms. Breathing in. And breathing out. With that spine so tall, maybe you're even holding onto your hips here. We're going to hinge forward at the hips as if we're closing a book or closing a door. We're not rounding the spine. We're keeping the spine really tall, but we're just coming forward in toward the earth. And then we're coming all the way back up. Add a breath to that if you haven't, so you're breathing forward, breathing in as you're coming forward. And breathing out as you're coming back. Once more at your own pace with your own breath. Awesome. Hands come to rest right onto the thighs because now the spine will curve if that feels good for your spine. Bending the elbows, curving the spine, looking up. And then elbows extend, curving the spine the other way. Yeah. Bending the elbows, come forward, shine the heart up, look up. And then coming back, tailbone tucks under, arms come straight. You're really curving the spine. Beautiful. Once more with the breath. Breathing in, come forward. And breathing out, come back. Excellent. For just a moment, we'll resume that seated mountain pose. Hands rest right on the thighs. Picturing a nice, tall, strong mountain. And moving all the way to the back of your chair, leaning against the back of your chair. We're going to get into the legs a little bit. So this can be done on the floor where you can kick a leg up, point your toe, flex your toe, and have the toe come back down. Or if you'd prefer a little more motion today, you can kick your foot all the way up, toe will point, toe flexes, and the foot comes back down. Switch legs with me. Here we're coming up, toe pointing, flexing, and foot comes back down. As you switch, let's add a breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breath in, and breath out. Switch, inhaling, let it go, breathing in, and breathing out. All right, time to have our ankles talk to us here. So you can do this on the floor and just hitch on with your heels here and make some circles with your ankles, or you can have your both feet up in the air and make some circles here. It does not matter. The intention here is doing some circles, waking up the ankles. Add a breath if you haven't already. Maybe you're breathing in through a circle, out through a circle. This is our opportunity to think about our breath. And then pausing for a moment, you're switching directions, going the other way. Maybe you're noticing something different, a different sensation about going the other way. And letting the feet come back down. Take a moment just to bathe in all of the energy your ankles are giving you right now. Nice work. Moving to the middle or the front of your chair. We're going to massage out those knees. And the way we do that is supporting the leg. We're going to make some big circles with the toe. The intent of this is really big circles with the leg. And I can't make such big circles when I am holding the leg up. So instead, I'm going to draw some circles with my toe on the floor. And I do that because that allows me to do bigger circles. So whichever allows you to do some circles, go for it. Pause after your next circle for a moment, and then switch directions, going the other way. Breathing. Maybe you're even noticing your height in this pose. Maybe you're noticing the alignment of your hips. Great. Foot comes into stillness. Hands rest on your thighs. Seated mountain pose. Focusing on your breath. Reminding ourselves we're now here or nowhere. And we're sitting, moving, and breathing together. Switching now toward the other side. Same options available to you. You can support the leg and draw some circles with your toe, waking up that knee. Nice massage on the knee without putting any load on the knee. Or if this feels uncomfortable for the body, as it does for mine, I'm going to make some circles on the floor with my toe. Intent is a big circle here. Maybe you're even putting a hand on the knee just to notice what's going on with the knee. And breathing. After your next circle, we're going to switch directions, going the other way. Maybe even noticing your height even in this pose. Great. Foot comes into stillness. Hands rest on your thighs. And you take a moment just to feel how good it feels to be still after being in so much motion. Awesome. Last thing with our hips today. We're going to either support the leg or have the hands resting on the stationary leg. The leg is going to come up, over, and down, all in one motion. Up, over, and down, like we're making a giant semicircle with the toe. Switching legs here. We're going to go up, over, and down. Yeah, up, over, and down. Maybe you're noticing your height even in this pose. Breath in, and out. Breath in and out. Switching. Breath in and out. Breath in and breath out. Excellent. Good. One more full body pose that we're going to go through today. Moving all the way to your back of your chair as you start to externalize your focus. Instead of focusing just on yourself, now you're starting to reintegrate to things around you and starting to let yoga prepare you for the rest of your day. You're going to lean into the back of your chair and then both hands will extend either with your arms or you're going to do this with your mind, whatever feels good. If this feels okay, you can extend the legs too. And you can just lean against the back of your chair. You're going to take up a ton of space. And then you're going to scrunch in small. So hands come into fists and feet come into little balls here. And we're taking up no space whatsoever. Breathing in, we get big. Absorbing, taking in everything that's good, all of the energy. And then breathing out, we get small and we hold on tight, making a tiny little ball here. I always say when I teach this pose, if you feel really silly, you're doing it correctly. Breathing in, we take up space. And breathing out, we hang on tight. Excellent. Coming to the middle or the front of your chair. Again, the two fists can just align your ankles underneath your knees. Hands come to rest for just a moment. And in a moment of gratitude toward yourself, send some gratitude your way for showing up, for practicing. And then externalize that gratitude, thinking about a person, a word, a thing that you're grateful for. And in gratitude to teach this class for sitting, moving, and breathing, we will end as we've started. Together we look up, reaching up, and then breathing out. We watch the fingers float down. Breath in, and breath out. Inhale together. Exhale. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. Thank you for joining us. I challenge you to incorporate just one of those moves that we did today into your daily routine and just notice what difference it makes in your mind and your heart.